I started by flattening big pieces of clay. Then I wheeled them so they dragged under a roller. The roller was positioned at a certain height for each piece. They were rolled like this to make sure they all had the same thickness for the different panels. It is hard to achieve accurate thickness in clay with your hands. Next, I put the flattened pieces in the panels of the door and pressed them in tightly to get rid of the air bubbles. I got rid of the extra clay on the edges while maintaining the shape of the square panel by slicing through the clay along each edge with a sharp tool. Next, I used stencils from the 1800s to design the panels with pattern. Since the stencils are so old, the edges were duller, so it was crucial to press very hard into the clay. I designed each panel with a different stencil pattern. For a 3D element to the panels, I rolled out extra clay into shapes and stuck them on top of the stenciled clay. This included building the letters to make up the words on the top panel. If the clay is too thick, it blows up in the kiln, and so to prevent this, in the thicker parts, I poked holes through the clay. The clay sat overnight in the panels to harden and take on the shape. When they were dry, we pulled them out and began to paint them. Painting with glaze is different from painting with acrylics or lead paints because 3 coats are needed to see the color of the bottle on the piece being painted after it's fired. While we painted, Deneen scraped the antique door of its original paint. When our 3 coats had dried, glaze was painted over top. Then they were fired in the kiln. Our tiles look colorful and the patterns came out great. We cannot wait to install them into the door.